You've never seen a hide-and-seek competition this hardcore. Not only are the players good-looking this time, but the hiding difficulty is also high. The hunter's search time is a whopping 3 hours. This time, 4 players will compete on this abandoned ship, which has been converted into an escape room for a battle of wits. The rules remain the same. The winner not only gets 3 million USD, but also gets a date with Mashe. As the game begins, the players have half an hour to find a suitable hiding spot for themselves. Player 1 Mashe and Player 2 Dmitry, along with Player 3 Sergey, arrive in a room full of all drums. Mashe, using her slender build to her advantage, hides behind a pile of all drums. Dmitry follows suit, lying down directly under another pile of all drums. Sergey hides in a corner above them. Player 4, Misha, runs a lap around the ship's deck and finally arrives at the ship's staircase. He discovers a hole behind the stairs and decides to hide there, asking the cameraman to help block the entrance with a cabinet. However, the insects inside make Misha feel very uncomfortable, but it's still much better than what others might endure. Player 5, who is the show's sponsor, certainly knows how to enjoy himself. Unlike Misha, who is fighting for his life for the prize money, he has a different approach. He casually finds a relatively empty room, locks the door, and starts camping right away. Of course, beer and grilled fish are a must. Winning hide-and-seek isn't important. Eating and drinking well is what matters. I'm rich. I'm just here for the experience. Player 6, Alexei, has the same idea as the sponsor. He finds a ceiling panel and hides above it. Then he takes out the snacks and drinks he prepared beforehand. After all, he has to hide for 3 hours. He can't let himself get hungry. And Player 7, Svetlana, chose the same room as Alexei. However, she is hiding on the edge of the roof on the other side of the room, concealed by a curtain. Player 8, Pavel, is wearing a full ghillie suit and lies down inside a very hidden opening. Player 9, Yulia, may be a girl, but she's just as tough as the men. She goes to the maze room and climbs up to the ceiling beams on both sides. Russian girls are truly fearless. She's not even afraid of heights. Not far from Yulia, in another corner of the ceiling, is Player 10, Nikolai. Just then, 3 more players arrive at the maze room. Irina, with Boris's help, climbs on top of the maze. She then bends over and hides in a corner on top of the maze room. Boris climbs up after her and lies down flat on top. Anton is much smarter than those two. Seeing so many maze compartments, he simply jumps into a compartment that can't be opened from any side and hides behind the wall covering. At this point, there are already 5 players hiding in this maze room. As for the last player, Victor, we'll find him along with the hunter. Take a bold guess. Who do you think will be the final champion? Night falls. A hunter who looks like Captain Jack Sparrow makes his grand entrance. The hunter searches along the ship's corridors. Soon, he arrives at the maze room. Boris and Irina turned out to be easy targets, becoming the fastest players ever eliminated. They were caught less than a minute into the game. But the hunter didn't find the other 3 players in the maze room. The hunter continues to search room by room. He quickly finished checking the ship's deck and decides to check the ship's hull. The inside of the hull is increasingly narrow and hidden. There are many more places to hide. The hunter feels that every spot could potentially hide a player. Before he knows it, he arrives at Misha's location. The hunter, however, did not discover Misha behind the stairs. But the meddlesome cameraman saw something blocking the way, and casually moved it aside. After suffering for so long, Misha is eliminated. He had absolutely no fun in this game. This made Misha furious. To earn Misha's forgiveness, the cameraman asks Misha to also become a hunter. And so, filled with rage, Misha makes his grand entrance. He searches for a long time, but doesn't see a single person. Meanwhile, the other hunter continues to search room by room. He soon arrives at Pavel's location. Unfortunately, Pavel is also eliminated. The hunter continues to search inside the ship's hull. But after checking all the hidden spots, he still hasn't seen any players. By this time, more than an hour has passed. The players are starting to refuel. The one living the most carefree life is the sponsor. He crosses his legs, sips his beer. You'd think he was here on vacation. Just then, the hunter returns to the ship's deck. He goes back to the maze room again. This time, he decides to climb up and take a look. Sure enough, as soon as he gets up, he sees them hiding in the maze. On both sides of the ceiling, Nikolai and Yulia. But the hunter still doesn't find Anton inside the maze compartment. Meanwhile, Misha is searching in full-on berserker mode. Searching sounds. Just then, Misha hears the sound of someone burping. He follows the sound and sees the sponsor leisurely drinking his beer. Misha is speechless. I'm working my butt off playing hide and seek, and you're here enjoying life. The hunter and the cameraman slide down a chute, returning to the ship's hull. This escape room actually looks quite fun. Soon, the hunter reaches Svetlana's location. Svetlana, hiding on the roof edge, is also eliminated. The hunter then heads towards Alexei's position. The hunter tries to climb up but can't open the panel. Meanwhile, Misha brings the sponsor along to experience the joy of being a hunter. Before they know it, they also arrive at Alexei's location. Unfortunately, Alexei, who was drinking beer up there, is also eliminated. At this point, only half an hour remains. The hunters pick up their pace. Soon, they arrive at the location of Masha's group. Unfortunately, the hunter doesn't climb up to the ceiling area, so he doesn't spot the three of them in the adjacent space. But Misha, coming from another direction, also reaches their location. Misha is as nimble as a monkey. He climbs right up. He immediately spots Masha below, but doesn't see Dmitry and Sergei next to her. But the other hunter, from another room, also climbs up to the ceiling. He spots Sergei in the corner, as well as Dmitry hiding below. Now, there are 10 minutes left. There are still 2 players on the field. The hunters accelerate their search. But until time ran out, they couldn't find the remaining 2. The winners are Anton, hiding inside the maze room, and Victor, whose location was never revealed. The hunters passed by Victor's location countless times. He was in the ceiling above the ship's main corridor. Did you guess this location? If you were the hunter, could you find them?